Hey everybody, it's Andy's free guitar chart videos here. Welcome to YouTube subscribers and Facebook group friends, and anyone who's found this video. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, and follow the instructions below to access Andy's free guitar chart videos. Someday to be a clickable link, but now you have to put the two together. The Facebook groups video, the Facebook group's URL, and then the group number. You just put them together, cut and paste, put them together in the URL box, and hit return, and it should be there. So we've got some stuff to talk about here. I've got two guitars. Here's a regular guitar. This looks like it's really not a regular guitar because it has the notes on it. The dots are still where they were, except this is down tuned to C. So the lowest E shape here, and by the way, I've got a band-aid on my pinky, is an E-shaped C instead of up here where your guitar is, E-shaped D. Here's an E-shaped D. So by pitch, the first dot on your guitar would be here where the red note is, which is a G note. Here, it's an E note, D, and then C is open here on the nut. They call this the nut. I'm going to call this the nut because we usually have to use the word fret for this, for these guys, the frets. So to avoid overusing the fret word as if it hasn't got enough frets in it, this is the fret nut or the nut. This is the bridge up here. This guitar needs a new, not this one, my other one needs a new bridge, and that's that I'm going to be doing. Now let me show you what we got on my other guitar. Okay, just getting a little vest on. It's either too hot or too cool in here. Kind of like my head. So what I've got here is I've modified this into a 5-string P5 guitar. So that's the subject of today's lesson. Chart 477, 5-string fiddle, cello, fiddle, violin, same thing. P5 guitar. Now, the reason why I say 5-string fiddle is because I just ordered and finally received, after the mighty storm we had 2 weeks ago, a 5-string fiddle. Now, I haven't been able to tune the top 2 strings because I've got a little issue when it comes around tuning these guys, but I can seem to tune these. So we've got, basically, it's the same 5-string tuning, except at 1 octave higher, so it's okay. Okay, and by the way, I lost my little nail here, and so now I can't really do good plucking with my thumb, which is deadly most of the time. So the top 2 strings I haven't tuned. Alright, so we're not going to waste a lot of time, but this is it, the 5-string fiddle here, and the tuning of that goes. Now listen to this tuning on this 5-string modified guitar. Okay, so how did it, once again, the notes are on it, and the notes are accurate for what the notes are. So our red note here is the G, even though it seems to like stretch a little bit easier. Okay, and that's not cool. The action looks okay. The action's the distance between the strings and the fretboard, and the higher the action, the higher the pitch is when you finally meet the fret. So you would want to put your, if we didn't have frets, such as with the violin or the cello, you could simply adjust for high action by moving your by selecting the note a little further towards the nut, because then it would be a lower pitch, but you're making it higher if the action's too high, because the note gets stretched. Calls from nowhere on my phone. They just, a lot of spam coming in, probably just from being online. So that's where the 5-string fiddle part comes in. This whole thing was culminated for the cello, fiddle, 5-string, okay, but really, I'm being honest with you. I can't pause every time I have to do a little cough. I've gotten over the cold. The cold is gone. I had it for a month. Being honest with you, this CFV P5 guitar is my instrument of choice. This is my instrument of choice, and you can change your guitar into this instrument fairly easily. We have the E string, the A string, the D string, no G string. We just have a B string and an E string. Moving them down, so there 5 of them are together, okay? And in this particular case, I have the E string, instead of going in its normal, instead of the E string going from where the B string wound from, it's where the E string is. So it has a little dog leg, but look at this. This D string has a dog leg, a natural dog leg anyway. So I'm going to try to work that dog leg out of there with the hardware in the future. Let me explain something about music theory. Sometimes it's good to just keep going backwards instead of getting that goal that some people call it a shallow goal. Mastery of the instrument is a shallow goal. Hang on. But if we hang in here, we've got 10-minute segments, and as many as we want to do this morning, because we're probably not going now. It kind of snowed. So this instrument here, aside from my design problems, you can make this, and you just have to down tune the E string 2 notes to that low C. Okay, the A string is only down tuned 1 whole note, 2 frets, 2 semitones to the, sorry, there, this is the A, this is the, and then the D string is the same location, same D. That's the interesting part, because also the E string is the same pitch, same string, same pitch, but different location, because we wanted to move the E string so we have all the strings together. So we're like playing a guitar. And I found this is so much easier than playing violin or cello. And to study the cage relationship. So that's what and so you can do this at home. You can do it at home. Just caution with the E string, okay? I had to route it over to the B string slot and run it, but run it from the E string tightener. So, top string tripentatonics. What's going on here? Well, what's bottom string pentatonics? Bottom string pentatonic and modal scale tones. These are the modal scale tones as we go down the chart. Those are the modal scale tones. True caged refers to top string tripentatonics. True caged means we're going to use for the P5 CFV, we're going to use top string pentatonics. So the pentatonic scale is going to be on the top string. Whereas with the guitar, the regular, oh, sorry, that was a guitar. the bottom string pentatonics, or normal pentatonics, would be, okay, so that's the difference. We're going to do top string pentatonics, so we would be starting with the C down here.